Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to talk about another example for lazy loading where we are going to talk about the LoadChildren method. Prior to this session, we talked about the load component, which was also a method that we can utilize for lazy loading impact, right? But here we are mainly particularly talking about the LoadChildren method. This is a second method for this impact, okay? So by the end of this session, you will be able to understand what is a LoadChildren method, why do we use it, how it create the extra chunks and that we can verify using browser and all the basic stuff, because theoretical things we have already discussed in previous sessions regarding the LoadChildren and load component. Today we are just mainly focusing on the example, okay? But before we proceed further with this session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow it sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic. Because for time being, we are just mainly focusing on how to use Angular LoadChildren method. Okay, all right. And for sequential content, like, you can also refer the Sharmit digital course book, which is freely available in the description box. So from there you can take a reference, and there are around 3000 plus resources available in both Hindi as well as English language. So you can just go through the session as per your convenience. Okay, all right. So let's see how we will proceed with this session. Like one by one, I will show you all the code or the file that I have implemented for this demo. One by one, we will go through each and every line and try to understand the concept behind it. Okay. All right. So we will start from the app.component.html file. So this is the file where we have noted down some headings and created some links. So let's see what all things are there. So firstly, we are using this main heading, that is Angular 19 course by Sharmit. So this is the main heading. After this, we have put the second heading, and this heading shows the topic name. So today's topic name is example for lazy loading using LoadChildren in Angular. Okay, so this is our secondary heading. After that, we have one link which we have created using anchor tag and router link. Now what is this router link? So router link will help us to enable this link and to navigate to this particular route admin. Okay, so can we directly use this? No, you should import this first in the app.component.ts file. So if you go there, you will find that yes, we are using two things here. We have imported two things. One is router link and another one is router outlet. Router link will help us to enable the link and help us to navigate from one route to another, whereas router outlet will help us to show the output. Okay, so I think this part is clear. Now here you can see in we will go again app.component.html. So here we are using router link, which will take us to admin module, and here it will show the link with name go to admin lazy loaded. Okay, post that we have one horizontal line, and then we have router outlet. So this router outlet will help us to show the output when user navigate to a particular route. So make sure you import both of these things, router link and router outlet, in app.component.ts file. When you are importing it here, it should be added here as well, otherwise it won't work. Okay, all right. Now let's see what other things we need to check here as we are moving to the admin route. Now what is this admin? So admin is basically a component. So let's see what is component. So what you need to do, you can simply go here, and like if you want to create a component, you can click on terminal, then new terminal, and then this window will open for you. Now on this window, you can run the command which is ng for Angular g generate c component, and component name is admin. So when you write enter, press enter on this, it will create an admin component for you. So you can see here we have admin component with 5 files, but usually it creates 4 files. So this is the file which I created manually by my own. Okay, I'll tell you what is there in this file, but I think this part is clear, like how to create the admin component. Likewise, if you want to create home component, you can use the same command and it will create a home component. Although there are other components as well, like about, contact, right? But in this demo we will be using only two. One is admin component and one is the home component. So let's see what all files we have there in this particular admin component. So admin.css is blank file. That means we didn't add any CSS related thing here. Then we have admin.component.html file where we have noted down admin page lazy loaded with LoadChildren. Okay. Then we have spec.ts file, which is a default file, although you can see here lots of lines of code, but we haven't added anything here. This is by default. We didn't change anything here. Okay. Then we have admin.component.ts file, which is again default file. We didn't mention anything. We didn't change anything here. And then next we have admin.route.ts, where this is the file which I created manually. So when I'm saying manually, it means you have to click here on this file icon to add the new file. Once new file is added, then you can simply write the exact name, that is admin.routes.ts. admin.route.ts. So when you write admin.route.ts, this file will create blank, and then inside that blank file you have to write this particular logic, like import route from Angular router, import admin component from admin component. So that is why like we created admin component, right? So it is importing it from here, and then we have set the path as component admin component. Clear? So this part is done. I think admin part is completed. Now we will move to the next component, that is home component. So in home component, CSS file is blank. That means it is default file. Then we have HTML where we have mentioned home component, only this heading. Okay. And in a spec.ts file, this is a default file. This is the file like we rarely touch in any of the demo so far, because this is something related to the testing purpose. So if you are testing something, maybe at that time you will use it, but for now we will just simply ignore it. Just keep it as it is. Okay. Then we have app.component.ts file, which is nothing but a file which is completely blank here. Like you can see, blank means it is default. We haven't added anything here. This is a complete blank or default file. Not blank but default, because code is written there, but we haven't added anything. This comes by default. Okay. So these are the all four files, and you can see here we didn't add this extra file. This is only for the admin component. All right. So I think this part is clear, like how to create a home component and admin component. But now next question is how we will set the configuration, how we will set the route for these two components, because we haven't used so far the we haven't used the admin component with LoadChildren, right? So to use the LoadChildren, you can go to app.route.ts file. Now in this app.route.ts file, you will get the blank array. In that blank array, we added this piece of code. So in this piece of code, you can see we have path as blank, component as home component. That means it will take user by default to the home component. Then we are setting the path for admin. Here I am using LoadChildren colon. So make sure that you use the same syntax, LoadChildren colon parenthesis opening closing equal Angular bracket import dot admin dot slash dot means root slash admin dot routes dot then m dot admin routes. Okay. So I think this part is clear, like how we set the path for both of the file and how we use the syntax for LoadChildren. Now we will simply run the application to verify the output. So just go here, write ng serve -- open and enter. So once you press enter, it will take few seconds to open the browser, and there you will find all the things present there. Okay, all headings, links and everything. So you can see here the primary heading comes as Angular 19 course by Sharmit, with one secondary heading that shows Angular example for lazy loading using LoadChildren in Angular. Then we have go to admin lazy loaded link, one horizontal row, and by default it comes to the home component. Now how we will identify whether it is working or not, or how we will identify whether it is working through load component or not. So to verify that, right click on the browser, click on inspect, go to network, then click on JS. So here you can see as of now there is no chunks, but the moment when you click here on this go to admin, it will add 2 new chunks. That means it is creating a separate chunk byte. If it is not clear, just keep it in mind that it creates some extra files, that is chunk, and now you can see it is navigated to admin page loaded with LoadChildren. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today. See you in the next session with new topics. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.